Hi everyone, it's Jen again. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of Hollow Victory. I'll leave a link in the description below. From my understanding, this was a Game Jam game, so it has some limitations, and I believe it's pretty short, so I'm going to be narrating it, and we'll see how my, my reading aloud skills are. I believe this is a Ren'Py game, so I'm always interested in how other creators kind of approach using this engine. So far I like these little animations to these options coming in. The very subtle little like particle animation there, and the kind of like 2 layers of shadow I think is a really interesting effect. I like the clean, cute, kind of simple but stylish artwork. This kind of white outline around everything. And it takes a very sort of middle gray palette. Like if we were to look at this artwork and layout in grayscale, it's already pretty close to grayscale, but a lot of it is very mid-range, with the black also being very sparse. It's being just held to the lines, so even like kind of these darker grays do not go like true black. And I think having these like white outlines kind of helps distinguish all the shapes from like the foreground to the background. But the overall like kind of lack of like black on places like any thicker than just like the character outlines, I think gives it kind of a very like overall like softer look to it. And I like the sparse use of color to kind of draw attention to the name of the title here and then the eyes. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in here. The events of the past few months remain difficult to put into words. In such a short time, your peaceful life turned from that of a simple cleric to a victim in a near-apocalyptic event. Your village became the target of a demonic being who masqueraded as a friendly stranger before attempting to seize power using supernatural means. Due to the intervention of a brave hero, everyone was saved. At least, that's the broad strokes. The truth is a little more complicated. I like this comic panel here. And again, we have this kind of like 2 layers of shadow. It's interesting. I like this kind of gradient here from this like purple to kind of green. It's like complementary colors. And it has like an interesting effect with, again, like the very like kind of gray overall look of the environment. A figure emerges from the shadows between the brickwork. Is this a more honest reflection of the person you spent those past months with? Should you even call him a person anymore? If you're here to gawk, I prefer you leave. It's difficult to keep the venom out of your words, despite your attempts to hide it. He pauses. Well, it's not like I can stop you. Your company is welcome regardless. How's the outside world doing? You don't get much of a view in here. Mostly recovered. Really? Well, not counting the church. I'd be insulted if this incident didn't cause a crisis of faith. Maybe I should have done better at living up to the image everyone crafted of me. And this is an interesting choice, having the dialogue box down here and the narration up here. Like, the font is super clean, and all the wording is very spaced out, so I think that it works. A lot of times when I have to read dialogue in different places, I feel like my eyes are kind of like ping-ponging, like back and forth, but here it's not too distracting to have to go from like narration to dialogue, because it seems like there's not a lot of like back and forth. This has been a lot of dialogue down here in a row. without my eyes having to constantly switch. So I think in this case it works. You should have seen what they're calling you. Zale, the Fallen. Not bad. I would have preferred Zale, the Almighty, or Zale, the Supreme, but what's done is done. It's almost comforting hearing his voice again. A return to a few months prior when you were picturing the rest of your life with him by your side. He must have noticed the sadness in your eyes. So, how's life without me? Some are still wary of my presence, but mostly back to normal. And you? And you? How's life in this prison? Boring. Have we learned anything? That magical prisons are difficult to break out of alone? And that some of my actions may have led to undesired outcomes? Go on. And upon reflection, maybe attempting to exert my power and claim domination over all living things was not a productive use of my time. Is that what you wanted to hear? I'm not sure, honestly. It feels a little hollow coming from you. Very funny. If your plan is to get me to repent for my very nature, you're wasting your time. I am what I am. And unfortunately, fate has yet again decided to side against me. Hopefully next time I'll have better odds. You're lucky you're unkillable. Deicides? Still not a pleasant process to go through, you know. But I'll return, in a few 100 years, give or take. It is unfortunate you won't be around when I wake up again, though. Do you at least like it? This form, I mean. The exterior finally matching what's going on the inside. I must admit I'm a fan of the horns. If you like them, I can keep them visible. Not even a little. I didn't come here to flirt. Then why did you come here? To rub everything backfiring in my face? Yes. I guess that's why I'm here. You know I wasn't going to hurt you, right? My vision of true godhood included you by my side. I know, I'm just that great. As long as you're aware. My plans might not have worked out, but my intentions were pure. Pure, maybe, but pure does not mean good. Well, as pure as they can be. I also made sure to shield you from my actions thus far, have I not? Thanks to me, your life can return to the way it was. But in return, I think it's only fair you at least offer me the same courtesy. Well, technically, thanks to you, even if my life is back to the way it was, if you were the reason why it might not have been that way, then you didn't really do me any favors. I think. You can keep your fresh start if it means so much to you, but give me one in return. Now, see, that's tipping the scales. Are you going to behave this time around? Depends on how nicely you ask. Yeah. You sound bitter. Not bitter, just, not stupid. It's funny, I don't remember you being so hostile when everything was going my way. So be it. If you truly want no part in this, listen to the last piece of advice. Be gone from here by midnight, preferably out of town entirely. I won't waste my breath anymore. Ending 3, moving on. So there are probably multiple endings, depending on how You answer the questions. I like how this kind of story just jumps you right into a scenario, and the dialogue between the characters seems very natural, in that it's like missing a lot of detailed information as to what events actually happened and what their relationship is really like, but it sort of has a more natural flow that way, because if you knew somebody and you were having a conversation with them, you wouldn't be going over like all the details that they would already know. So from a reader standpoint, there's a lot of like heavy implications to things without stating outright facts, which I do like that style of storytelling. And I get the feeling that, especially in the case of a visual novel like this, if you were to go through the different options, then those little nuggets of details would eventually like kind of add up to being able to have more insight as the reader what their relationship was between these characters and what events transpired. So that is one thing that I really like about the visual novel medium as a storytelling device that you don't get from like regular non-interactive fiction. And so I really like to see like that type of storytelling like taken advantage of in this type of medium. Well, hope that my reading wasn't too cringy, and thanks for watching. And again, I'll leave a link to the game as a free download. Check it out. It's by Ekkoberry, and don't forget to enjoy the process. Bye.